Let's say you're building a house. You're probably gonna need a lot of different tools to go ahead and do the job right. If you just use a single one of these tools, you're not gonna be building a house which is gonna last for the long run. And it's the same for your marketing website. So that's why in this webinar, I'll be showcasing the exact process that we use for our clients to help them save 20 to 30% on implementation and engineering costs, and also help them grow much faster. Who is this webinar for? I would say it's for all of the marketing managers, all of the C-level people, and Webflow experts who want to use the most out of Webflow. By doing so, you're gonna be able to save on implementation costs and also grow that much faster. What can you expect when you migrate to Webflow and you use a good implementation partner? I would say that you can increase your output by 3 times, but let's take a look at some of the numbers I've pulled up. You can expect around 20% increase in traffic post-launch, around 30% kind of cost saving compared to your old process of developing the website, anywhere like I would say like maybe 2 to 5 times faster website, and faster time to implement changes on your website, and in the end, upwards of 50% increase in conversions. Apart from taking these numbers directly from the Webflow website, how do we know that they're actually real? Well, we've been in Webflow since 2015, and we've worked with clients who have 10 billion plus valuation. Additionally, we've worked on more than 100 client projects, and also we've been awarded the Webflow Enterprise Partner of the Year for last year. Some of the clients you probably know are like Upwork and Checkout.com, so we've been through some fair share of Webflow projects and in general digital experience builds. Now that we've covered the basics, let's go ahead and see which are the things you're gonna need to have in your toolbox to go ahead and make the perfect Webflow experience. Running a large-scale website can become super expensive. Let's analyze the problems one of our enterprise clients had and what we did to fix it. Their digital experience was consisted of Prismic, Next.js, and WordPress. So their situation was really complex and implementation was taking way too much time. Imagine that you just had a single task you needed to ship. In order to go live with anything of that sort, you need to go through the director of web, then you need to go through the regional manager, and then you need to identify which one of the developers is going to be working on a task, or maybe 3 different departments from Next, WordPress, and Prismic are going to be working on that. By leveraging Webflow, we were able to use that single task and give power to the marketing team to go ahead and just go live if they don't want to go to the complex route, or if there's some more advanced integrations and things they want to do on the website, they would just have the task, maybe ship it over to our team, and this way we would go live that much faster. Let's talk about the speed of making changes on your website and the speed of which you need to go to the market. If you proceed this way, you'll never be going to be able to actually switch to real-time marketing and react to real-time events or react to your ideas that you get on a day-to-day basis. Thus, you're going to be slowing your growth a lot, and you're not going to be able to meet your KPIs. So let's go ahead and explore the before and after for one of our portfolio clients and see how they had the same problem because they leverage a headless WordPress CMS solution and a Next platform. Even though it's pretty hard to believe, for them, before they switched kind of to Webflow and they switched to the new process, a simple change like the navigational change or a footer change could take upwards of 7 days. And it's for the same reasons I've just described. The engineering team just had a lot more important things on their plate than that simple footer change. So as your marketing manager, it can be pretty embarrassing if you have a lorem ipsum link in the footer and you don't have anything or any power to basically fix that and to implement it on the website in an easy way. But after leveraging Webflow as a platform and implementing the whole Webflow processes, we were able to give them power to change many of these things on their own. And by leveraging the Webflow editor, as I'm showcasing on the screen, they can just double click on the website, make changes, see how they work, and basically have 2-week sprints on like the ideas they have and see the results in real time. So the thing that I want to take away from here is like that your goal as a marketing manager or CEO, or like even if you're a Webflow expert, shouldn't be to go ahead and trim the backlog and kind of continuously spend time in Jira or any other project management tools. It should be to figure out which are the things which are going to be pushing your business forward and to switch to real-time marketing so that you can react a lot faster than your competition and in the end grow a lot more. One thing we realized only after working with clients who have millions and millions of visitors on their website is the importance of testing different things on your website. Imagine if you had a friend who's vegetarian and you consistently serve serve meat to him. He's probably not gonna be coming back to your home like anytime soon. But if you can find ways that he likes carrots more than meat, I don't know who actually likes carrots more than meat, but let's imagine that's true, you're gonna be able to have him coming back every single day. That's why we recommend everybody to continuously test either live tests. If you have a smaller audience, you can just make changes and go live with them and see kind of how they work. Or if you're running a larger organization, we strongly suggest using A/B tools. Let's go ahead and see which are some of the A/B tools we recommend our clients to use when they switch to Webflow. The first tool is going to be Mutiny. It's the only tool that is specifically oriented to B2B, which I think is great. So if you have a B2B website and you're looking to get the most out of your website and get the most amount of personalization for getting B2B customers, I strongly recommend checking out Mutiny. The next tool on the list is Intellimize. They're actually one of our clients, so if you kind of continue using them, feel free to send that. It's a referral from Flow Ninja, but they're the only one I think from the list which have an active pricing on their website. So if you're looking to skip the quote area and get to A/B testing a lot faster, I strongly recommend using Intellimize. They also have like a lot more e-commerce oriented things. So if you have an e-commerce website, it's gonna be a great A/B testing tool for your e-commerce and SaaS websites. The final tool on the list is gonna be Optimizely. It's probably like the OG in the game, like they've been here the longest, but that's why probably they're gonna be the most expensive one and maybe a little bit harder to use. I always like to recommend it to maybe some more enterprise clients, but I suggest you to start with Intellimize and Mutiny, not because like Intellimize is our clients or something like that. It's more because they have a great platform, and after checking those two out, maybe then afterwards you can switch to Optimizely if that's a fit. But after all, you can go ahead and schedule a demo with all three of them and identify what's gonna be the best one for you. Directly connected to the A/B testing is monetization. Not every single website is gonna be a B2B SaaS or a B2C SaaS. So if you run some sort of an online course, you have a lot of resources, or if you're a coach or anything of that matter, creating a low-code SaaS platform can be a great way for you to go ahead and launch a business. Or on the other side, if you just have a marketing website and you're looking to build a SaaS long-term, creating a low-code SaaS is, in my personal opinion, and it's been showcased on many of our clients, the best approach that you can take. One of our clients, which is a little bit blurred here on the screen, was able to go ahead and connect 10 different websites they had. They had a website for their ebook, they had a website for courses, they had a website for books, for some additional things, for special events, many different platforms, many different events, many different third-party softwares, and they were able to leverage Webflow to go ahead and unify the whole experience into a single low-code SaaS platform where people can buy a single yearly membership to get access to all of the data. This allowed them to spend a lot more time on what's actually important, and that is their product, and remove the headaches of organizing all of those different platforms completely. Imagine I was talking like this. How long would you stay to watch this webinar? And it's the same with your website. A recent study shown that if a website is loading for more than 5 seconds, you're gonna struggle to get anywhere above 1% conversion rates. You can see the chart on the screen where a website which has 2.4 seconds is converting at around 1.9% conversion rate versus a website with 5.7 seconds and more to load, which is converting at 0.6%. That's a lot of people and a lot of money left on the table for an easy fix you can make by leveraging a good platform and implementing good development tactics. So let's see how one of our clients went from a Google Lighthouse test of 34 to 99 for one of their performance marketing pages. What can actually influence the speed of the website, and what was the problem with one of our clients? The first one was bad code. In their case, they were actually already on Webflow, but they were using a lot of bad practices on their website when doing development, so that led to a lot slower websites than needed. They had too many fonts. So whenever you're uploading a font to Webflow or anywhere you want to, you don't want to go ahead and upload all of the font sizes or upload files which are not web related, which are for desktop. So we managed to go ahead and fix like an easy fix to go ahead and remove in their case more than 40 fonts, and also remove Google fonts from the website in order to gain an instant win. After that, we realized they have too many tracking scripts. One of the things we've done is implemented Segment as a tool. You can go ahead online and research a lot more about the tool. It allowed us to have a central hub for all of the data. Instead of them actually collecting data on 30 different platforms and loading all of those scripts on the website, we were able to implement Segment directly, get all of the data to Segment, and then to send it to all of the other platforms they want to pretty easily. After that, Webflow at the time released kind of image compression. We were able to go ahead and compress all of their CMS post images images on their blog posts, also like the images across the whole website, but most importantly on the performance marketing page they were using for paid ads, which had the most amount of impact. And like even if the whole website was on fire, that single page was the core money maker. We were able to optimize all of the images and reduce their size by like 80 to 90%, and thus gain a really easy win for the speed. And the final thing that we implemented was hosting a video on like Vimeo or any third-party softwares. If you're gonna have videos on the website, you need to make sure that they play only when you kind of come to them, so that if a person is visiting your website on their mobile devices, like on maybe 3G or 4G or something like that, they don't get overloaded with a lot of data they need to download for the video itself. So by leveraging like Vimeo API, we were able to go ahead and trigger the video to be played only when you come to it, and to only then start loading the video itself to gain a little bit more speed. And the final thing is like, how can we actually measure speed in a consistent way? Google Lighthouse, in my opinion, can be unreliable at times, just because it needs more time to kind of figure out the fixes. It needs more time to figure out the real speed of the website. So that's why I strongly recommend using GTmetrix. You can see on our screen here of kind of how our website page looks like on GTmetrix, and you're going to be able to see a waterfall effect of everything that we're loading. So you can identify line by line by line, do you need those items or do you don't need those items? And by removing some of them, removing when they load, you're going to be able to gain significant speed improvements on your website. If you have a big marketing budget, should you spend it all on paid advertising? I don't think so, and here's why. I'm going to be showcasing how one of our clients went from 2 million to 6 million visitors on their website per month by leveraging Webflow and SEO, and the other client who leveraged Programmatic SEO and Webflow to go from 45,000 to 150,000 visitors on their website. Imagine if you had two gyms. The first one spent all of the money on paid advertising. The people were just coming into the door every single day. But the other gym didn't have money for paid advertising, and they were investing a lot more into content marketing and educating their people about health, about how they're going to be working out and how they're going to take care of their bodies. In the short term, the gym who was running ads is probably going to have a lot more people coming into the door. But as soon as they turned off those ads and they had a smaller budget, no one is actually going to be showing up anymore. Versus the other gym who was continuously educating the people and giving them free value. And in doing so, they started getting word of mouth, and they also started having people coming to the gyms for a longer period of time, and in the end having a longer lifetime value from their customers. So that's why I think a combination of both is great. And let's go ahead and see the first use case of how one of our clients went from 2 million to 6 million by producing incredible content. So you can see on my screen that their traffic in April 2022, that was right about before they moved to Webflow, was about 2.4 million visitors. Of course, this is an enterprise, and we don't like to say that there are some secret SEO tactics which are going to be getting you incredible results with time. This was just one of the pieces. Like the other piece is that they have a great team who's going to be creating great content, but Webflow was able to help them gain that bit of an advantage over their competition in order to push all of that great content live. So you can see after that, in September 2023, that they have roughly around 7 million visitors. You can see that they had a spike and then a drop, but in general, they've been able to become an industry leader and have people coming from all different directions to their website, know about their brand, and learn more about different specific topics. How can you create a content like that? Let me show you. The first one is to get long tail SEO ideas. We use tools like SEMrush and Answer the Public by Neil Patel, who are going to be able to give you what are people actually searching for. So on my screen here, you can see if I type in Webflow, you're going to be seeing that people who search for can, how, who, why questions. And all of those questions are great places for you to start creating content, for you to start creating SEO content for your website and different types of content who are going to be serving the audience. And then afterwards, we've leveraged the Webflow CMS to create unique CMS layouts for different types of content so that we can make sure that people spend the most amount of time they can on the website while they are consuming the content itself. And that included creating blog posts, ebooks, guides, researches, calculators, success stories, videos, white papers, webinars, and more than that. You can see that the list is pretty big. You can take just one of these ideas of the content pieces you can create, figure out what are people's pinpoints by leveraging Answer the Public, and slowly start publishing maybe a single blog per month. Or with time, like they're publishing probably 10 blogs per day, like they have a much bigger content team than this, and like it's gonna require a lot more work to show to Google and like to show to everybody that you're the leader in the space. But the important thing is like that by having a good implementation partner and having a good technology behind behind you, you're gonna be able to leverage the most amount of value from your content that you're producing and make sure that people actually consume it long enough and that they gain value from it. The next client went from 45,000 visitors on their website, like on the previous platform before they migrated to Webflow, all the way to the organic traffic of 175,000. I mean, like, it's due to their kind of niche and their market. They were able to jump this quickly just in a year, but Webflow was a big part in this move, and it was a big part in why they were able to do something like this. The idea was that we were able to tap into the local SEO engine and connect their SaaS API on the backend together with the Webflow CMS and produce thousands of programmatic SEO pages with just few API calls every single day. So as you can see on my screen, we had their SaaS app. We created a custom API with platform data. We sent all of that data to API, and then we generated thousands of automated landing pages with the Webflow CMS. How do they look like? I mean, in this case, of course, and that's why like all the clients are not showcased like with their full names. I cannot tell the exact process that we went over, but I've created an example just to sprinkle your mind, and with this you're going to be hopefully gaining a lot more ideas. So if you have a service that you want to go ahead and scale across the whole kind of United States and like across all of the states, you can go ahead and get like a list of all of the 50 states in the US, create a spreadsheet with all of those states, or connect them to your SaaS if you have a backend on that front, and create landing pages for your service in Alabama, your service in Marine, Mainland, Wyoming, or whatever you want to. So by leveraging the Webflow CMS and the programmatic SEO side, you're going to be able to create, in this case, maybe 50 pages. Maybe if you want to go to cities, you're going to be able to create thousands of pages. Or let's say maybe you even have jobs, you're going to be able to add a layer beneath that, which are going to be the jobs, and showcase all of the jobs you have on your platform in that specific city. And when people come to that page, they're going to be able to learn about your company, about the job, and in the end, go ahead and sign up for your platform, your service, and generate you a lot more revenue. When working with enterprise clients and B2B clients who have a lot of visitors, we identified that they spend all of their time on trying to capture the 97% of people who are not ready to actively buy. If you see the chart I'm showcasing on my screen, you're gonna see that 3% of people who come to your website are ready to buy. The other 97% are either not ready, they're not even thinking about it, they're open to it, but they're not sure, and they're not gonna be able to go ahead and book a demo and actually continue working with your business. That's why I think that lead magnets are a great way for you to capture the other 97% of traffic on your website, offer them a lot of value, and change their mind into booking a demo, buying your service, signing up for your software as a service. If we go ahead and take a look at one of our clients who created an ROI calculator as a free lead magnet. They had a pretty complex healthcare product. On their book a demo page, not a lot of people were converting because it was really hard for them to understand what's the benefit. Because they're huge organizations and they're profit driven, we created an ROI calculator, which is going to showcase that if they spend $100 with their platform, they're going to be getting 300 out. Also, we created ROI calculators who are going to show them how much money they're currently spending, and by implementing their software, how much money they're going to be saving in the end. So with that, we created a great way for all of those people who were not even thinking about that they need a service like that, and we were able to showcase them actual value, actual numbers they can expect. By doing so, we were able to go ahead and convert them to paying customers. Some of the additional ideas that some of our clients create are quizzes. These are great. We have some like fitness experts that use them, like that you go through a quiz to create a personalized answer. So like by creating JS scripts and stuff like that, we can create personalized answers. We have some healthcare startups using that also, so that you can create something personalized for you and that we can personalize the offer based on what their inputs are. You can create webinars. I mean, like even this webinar is a free lead magnet where we try to provide as much as value, as many different use cases for like Webflow, like marketing websites and like implementation of kind of growth strategies after all. Additionally, you can create books. I like Alex Hormozy, like for example, for him, like a free lead magnet is a book which costs like $1. You can write full-blown books, or you can create ebooks for some specific industries and pinpoints your client have. You can create video series, which are gonna be like series on specific topics and gonna give access to people after they leave their email addresses. And the final thing is like you can create research papers around a specific topic, maybe around hiring, maybe around kind of some specific market trends that you have the data for, so that by offering the information, people can move to the consideration stage and in the end they can close with your company. If you're traveling to a place you haven't been in a long time without a map, there is a high chance you're gonna be getting lost. It's the same with analytics and your website. If you consistently invest money into campaigns and like initiatives that don't have any tracking of any sort, you're gonna be lost pretty easily. And that's why we like to run websites with minimum effort and maximum return. And in order to do so, you need to track every single channel, where are people coming from, and identify which channels are giving you the best traffic for your website, so you can double down on those channels and spend all of your attention into those. One of the things we've done to make our clients' journey a lot easier in that process is we created DataGoat. By using DataGoat, you're going to be able to have a set number of analytics out of the box in Webflow the moment when you launch your site. So this is going to be a great starting point for you to have at least some of the numbers. And with time, you're going to slowly add more and more specific KPIs you're tracking so that you can scale your website much faster and easier. A while back, one of the business coaches I was working with told me that the more numbers you track, the bigger your business is going to be. So that basically he can understand, is a business good or is it not good, just by the numbers that the founder actually knows at the tip of his hands. So some of the numbers I suggest you to start tracking is like number of leads you're getting, number of kind of conversion percentages per pages that you're getting. You need to understand what is your cost of acquisition for customers, what is your lifetime value for customers, and like all of these things combined are gonna make your marketing job and are gonna make the decision on kind of how much money you need to invest on your website that much more easier, because you're gonna have a different campaign if a lifetime value of your customer is $100,000 versus a campaign where you have a lifetime value of a customer which is 10. Without those numbers and without implementing those numbers on your website, you're gonna be lost and you're not probably gonna be seeing any growth of that matter. From my experience, there is a lot of tips online for you to use ClickFunnels and other clunky website builders in order to build your funnels for paid advertising. And I think in the end, you end up changing the CSS code on those websites for half of your time. Instead of thinking, are you actually producing kind of any valuable results? You spend time trying to make it on brand, but it's never on brand. And in general, you just create a completely different experience for customers who you're paying to get to your website versus the customers who are coming to a nicely designed website, maybe like from SEO. So that's why for one of our clients, kind of that you can see here on the screen, creating landing pages like with the Webflow CMS was a huge lifesaver. So depending on the campaigns they wanted to run, they either created CMS pages to multiply their campaigns in as easy way as possible, or they were using components to build their landing pages. Because we had a set of pre-built components, and for example, maybe we wanted to target a specific niche, we can just take the hero component, we can take the testimonial component, and we can take maybe the free lead gen component, combine these three together, and give this power to their marketing team to go ahead and go live without actually contacting our studio for anything. This way, they got the same flexibility they had maybe on ClickFunnels and stuff like that, while also keeping their brand and not being super tidy in their CSS and overriding like that's one spacing in the form which just doesn't want to listen to you. The more time you can go ahead and spend in playing around with these blocks, playing around with copy and playing around with your ads, the better return of investment you're going to be getting on your ad spend, and the sooner you're going to be able to get like that 3-4 times investment on your money that you spend into your paid advertising campaigns. With everything I've described in this webinar, you're going to continuously hear Webflow. I mean, like, of course, you're going to hear our studio and kind of our clients and kind of what we've done for them, but one of the things that you're consistently going to hear more and more is Webflow. And what is Webflow actually, and why do we use it? There are hundreds of great, like CMS platforms, visual development platforms, and I'm not going to be the one telling you Webflow is the best. The only thing is, like, if you see the chart I'm showcasing here, like of the Webflow's market position and who is actually using Webflow as their kind of platform, it's usually for clients who have high traffic websites, which means that companies which need professional websites, which need industry grade kind of standards mechanisms to work for their business are using Webflow. So I'm not going to go ahead and compare Webflow versus this or this or this platform. I'm just going to go over and kind of show you here that usually companies like even Upwork and Checkout.com and many others are using Webflow because it's been like the most reliable tool they can use to scale their business while also reducing costs and also having that much more output. And that's why we chose that platform internally at the studio, and that's why we're strongly recommending it to any clients that we work in the end. The only comparison I'm gonna make is Webflow versus actually front-end development and custom development, because tools like React, Vue, and even like Bootstrap are gonna be just this hammer. You're probably gonna need the whole tool set to go ahead and like run a successful marketing website. So if you go the traditional route with kind of maybe a custom approach, you might get more flexibility, but you're gonna lose a lot more on time. You're gonna lose a lot more time in integrating all those softwares, and in the end, you're gonna create a lot more engineering depth, which is gonna be really, really hard to manage. So that's why on Webflow, as said, you're gonna be getting the whole toolset out of the box, directly implemented in Webflow, supported by Webflow, and also you're gonna get like the no-code functionalities that Webflow has. So you're gonna have everything that you would have in the front-end development space, plus some of the out-of-the-box things that Webflow has. And in the end, that's gonna result in a better website, in less money spent on the website, and more growth for your business. Woo, that was a lot. I think everybody that stayed until the end of the video needs to have this digital award. I cannot send it over for you, but you've definitely kind of won the award, and thank you so much for covering and staying until the end of the video. Hopefully, with all of this information, you might decide to move to Webflow if you're not on Webflow already. You might decide to implement some of these strategies even if you're not on Webflow currently, or if you're just a Webflow expert, you're gonna use these ideas to generate more different tactics for your clients' websites. In the end, we wanted to showcase not the exact names of our customers and not the exact use cases. These are just concepts that I think every single marketing website needs, and by watching the video, hopefully you're going to be getting some of the ideas of how you can implement this into your own marketing website. If you want to skip the hassle and you want to work with our studio to help you build the perfect marketing website on Webflow and help you also with automation and no code, and maybe even create a low code SaaS platform, you can go ahead and schedule a call down below with our team, and we'll be more than happy to give you some free tips and also to talk with your team on how we can best possibly work together.